Oh, what a day. What a lovely day. And today, checking out the story of the most surprising gold medal. Stephen Bradbury is an Australian athlete, and he's going to win a medal. Let's check it out. This is his story. Looks like it's the Winter Olympics. Winter Olympics is kind of a Canadian thing. We kind of got a lot of snow and a lot of cold, blistering temperatures all year round. We live in igloos. No, I'm kidding. I actually live in a very temperate part of Canada. The vast majority, I can't remember what the percentage is, but it's something like 98%. Like, the percentages in the 90s of Canadians live within 25 kilometers of the border with the United States. Like, we're all down at the bottom, right? And then there's the ones that live in minus 40 year round. Anyways, Australia is much different climate, much hotter, much drier, much dustier. And yeah, this should be cool. Let's check this out.
There's Stephen Bradbury, first on the left, lining up for the final of the men's 1,000 meter speed skating event at Salt Lake City. He was competing in his first Olympic men's final at the age of 30, a career highlight for a veteran athlete who had paid his dues in a tough and dangerous sport. Bradbury had been in the speed skating game for 12 years, traveling the world representing Australia in numerous international championships, including 3 Olympic Winter Games. Along the way, he had endured a near-fatal encounter with the sharpened steel of an opponent's skates, and a high-speed collision with a wall, hard knocks, lack of funding, lack of recognition.
He's in that big neck brace, so this looks like a guy has a huge amount of perseverance, determination, and just kind of against all odds willingness to will himself across the line. That's pretty cool. Salt Lake City is particularly memorable even for me. I would have been pretty young at the time. I would have been a young man. And that Canadian ice hockey team was bonkers. We had like Joe Sakic, Eric Lindros, like Joe Nieuwendyk, like Theo Fleury. Like, that team was insanity. Mario Lemieux, like, the list goes on and on. That team was insane. But yeah, this Bradbury, he really seems like perseverance against all odds to make it to the men's finals in Olympic short speed skating. Hell yeah, man.
It's tough being an Australian speed skater.
Where do you practice? Where do you get funding?
Bradbury is from tropical Queensland, where young athletes are not exactly queuing up to take part in winter sports, opportunities being somewhat limited.
Just somewhat.
Skating? It's just a waste of good ice. When Bradbury started out in the early 1990s, Australians had yet to trouble the scorers when it came to medals at the Winter Games. They preferred to pursue other avenues of individual success. It wasn't as if Bradbury had nothing to show for it. Without quite reaching the pinnacle of his sport, he had already done more than any individual to advance the cause of speed skating in Australia. And when Bradbury emerged as a skater of international class, he inspired a generation of Australians, well, 4 to be precise, to take on the world. At Lillehammer 1994, Bradbury led his Aussie teammates Richard Nizielski, Andrew Murtagh, and Kieran Hansen into unknown territory. The men's 5,000 meter relay final.
Hell yeah. Get it? Fang it! Fang it!
For the first time, Australia were on the medals board at the Winter Games.
So 22 years has elapsed since the 2002 Olympic Games. I'm sure Australia's made leaps and strides in a lot of the Winter Olympic event categories. I actually know somebody who went to Australia to play like professional sports or professional hockey. Yeah, like whatever the professional league is in Australia. Yeah, they were playing in that league. It's not like super premier level, but it's pro hockey. Getting paid.
And yet Bradbury did not feel entirely fulfilled. He wanted to compete with the very best. He wanted to win an individual medal. And away from the relay, Lillehammer had been a personal disappointment, as was Nagano 1998 and Salt Lake City 2002. Only the 1,000-meter event remained. Bradbury won his preliminary heat. He then finished third in the quarterfinal, but got a lucky break when the second-place finisher was disqualified for obstruction.
They're obstructing the Canadians.
Among a stronger field in the semi-final, our Aussie hero hung around the back, waiting for a break. And then...
Speed skating is actually a cool event because the skaters they have to like show some level of restraint, and it's almost like a cat and mouse game with when to push hard, because it's really an endurance thing, like especially the longer ones. But this one is more of like you want to be in first place, but you need to save all of that burst of energy for the end when you're really going to push it. So let's see where Bradbury's at.
A miracle.
Oh.
Second place. And for the first time in his long career, Stephen Bradbury had reached an Olympic final. Already the best individual performance at the Winter Games by an Australian
both
skater.
Canadians? Who are those?
Bring this on.
His chances of a medal were still between slim and none, because these were the guys with their eyes on the top prize. Bradbury had one strategy in mind: hang in there and hope.
Ready to go now,
Nice.
and we'll know in 90 seconds who gets the coveted gold medal.
90-second race. That's pretty. This is an exciting event.
For position, Sue from Korea on the inside, Turcotte from Canada on the outside. Remember, nobody necessarily needs to go in front. You want to see what's happening with the skaters in front of you. Ono there, looking to move on the inside and then dropping back. Got basically a four-man pack now.
I love how they put their
Bradbury
arms
in
behind their backs,
fifth.
like.
Turcotte quite comfortable just ahead of Lee, and Lee's got himself in good position. Again, Sue goes on the inside for the lead. The Korean in the bright blue and yellow, easy to spot, and it's Sue now in the lead with 6 laps to go.
It's actually a really cool sport.
And then again, Ono again on the inside, trying to get some position. Looks like he wants to make a move, but he's sitting now behind Sue, ahead of Lee and Turcotte. Bradbury in 5th from Australia. Now they're starting to
Oh,
stretch out
baby,
a
let's
little
go,
bit.
Bradbury.
Field taking shape.
So right now he's in last place. This video is coming to an end, but like this type of story, just this type of sports story in general, it's the thing that you can make movies from. Like you can make a movie from like any story like this. The underdog wins, right? It's always an amazing story that humans love, I think, and I love to watch them and hear about them. So let's see how this ends, man. I'm on the edge of my seat here.
And Ono moving up on the outside. Sue sees him coming, but Ono, there's nothing Sue can do about it.
They're gonna
Ono
fall,
goes
aren't they?
wide
There's
and
gonna
then
be
cuts
like a
back in
pile up.
front. And now Lee has passed Sue. Ono is in 2nd. Sue in 3rd. 2 laps to go. Bradbury way off the pace.
They're gonna
and Lee
fall.
is now
They're
the
all gonna
challenger
fall.
for Ono. Lee coming up on the outside.
1 down,
And Lee has gone down.
2 down,
Now Ono and Sue have
3
collapsed.
down,
They're all
4 down.
And Bradbury, who is in the perfect spot, skates over the line.
you beauty!
Australia's first ever Winter Olympics gold medal, Stephen Bradbury, is the champion.
That's sick, man.
Bradbury was having trouble
Australia's first ever Olympic gold medal in the winter sport. That's amazing.
taking in what had just happened. But when the result was upheld by the judges, he stepped forward onto the podium to
Wait, why wouldn't it be? All the other guys fell. I guess if there was a skater that... Anyways.
hear advance Australia fair.
Who got 2nd and 3rd?
Stephen Bradbury retired from competitive speed skating in 2005. His autobiography is called Last Man Standing.
Legendary, mate. I'd like to see it. Yeah, I haven't been doing the Aussie accent since like the very first days of my channel. Those would be funny videos to go watch later on in the lore history of this channel, to see where we were at that time, where Mace has come from, and where he is today. Regardless of the timeline, the multiverse of Mace. We'll find out later on. Yeah, I changed the channel name. Dub T Mac. Is a long story. It's a long story. Maybe someday, if over like channel members or like some sort of elite level members of the channel, I'll explain the origin story of the Dub T Mac. I'm not the Dub T Mac, by the way. Dub T Mac is like a phrase. It's a term that has deep lore involved. Deep lore. Yeah, you'll be interested to find out. It's been used throughout the last let's see. The last 20 years. There's that much lore involved with Dub T Max. Cool. That was a great story. Love underdog stories. Love sports. I'm a big hockey player myself. Like I played not professional hockey, but pretty high level competitive hockey. So I know what it's like with camaraderie, the passion, the hatred that you can have for the opposition, the gamesmanship, the sportsmanship. You might punch a guy in the face during the game, but afterwards you're going out and getting beers. That's just typical dudes, right? So, good stuff. All right. See you guys on the next one. Like and subscribe. All that jazz. Peace.